Really?
You gotta be kidding me.
You do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Honestly, I should have pressed that before when we did that other story, but we're going to do it for this one.
Yeah.
Okay. Really, you got to be kidding me today. Comes by way of Hertz.
Yes.
Hertz will release records on rental car thefts.
Yes.
That worked.
That didn't really occur. Yeah.
I was surprised they didn't have a Super Bowl ad. Hey, we went bankrupt. Hey, we're going all in on EVs.
Hey, we got Tom Brady.
Yeah. All right. So the story here.
Yeah.
Thousands of people have been accused of stealing cars from Hertz.
Yes.
They have.
Some of which have,
but not all of them.
Yeah. Most of which have not.
Exactly. That's the story. That is the story. Rental car giant's computer system is apparently at fault for claiming hundreds, maybe thousands of renters stole vehicles. They actually returned as agreed. Over the past few years, some people who rented cars from Hertz found themselves arrested when the company told police they had stolen the cars, even though they claimed they were legitimate renters and returned the vehicles on time. It seems now that these cases were mostly mistakes created by Hertz's computer system when it couldn't physically locate a car, maybe even if someone's payment didn't go through. Thanks in part to a CBS News investigation, a Delaware bankruptcy court judge ruled this week that Hertz will have to make thousands of pages of documents in the case public. That's how we're learning more about this.
Yes. And this is not the first time we've heard about this with Hertz.
Oh, no, there was someone getting arrested.
Yes.
At gunpoint.
Yeah. Well, the police officers had their guns drawn. Yeah. It wasn't.
I mean, that is.
Otherwise, it might have just been a carjacking.
I think that's technically at gunpoint. And in those cases, it was all about. Was that? No, I think that
was the guy that would give him a credit card every Monday, and he saved the receipts on his phone to prove that it had gone through. And they came and arrested him in front of his house.
I thought there were some that were also like Hertz had title issues with vehicles. Wasn't that something as well, or am I just mixing up Hertz and Carvana now?
I think you're mixing and matching.
I probably am.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yes.
Hertz has got some issues.
Yes.
Still worth hundreds of millions of dollars. I don't know how it works. But, but it is.
Just when you go to rent the car, just make sure that it hasn't been reported as stolen to the local police.
This headline from our friends over at Edmunds. Not enough people have gone to stopbuyingcars.com.
Obviously not.
But we are starting to see, like we've been talking about for this whole show, the ramifications of softening demand are bringing prices back down. But 8 out of 10 car shoppers paid above sticker price for new vehicles in January.
Yes. So what does that say to you?
That people who bought Cadillacs, Kias, and Land Rover, shame on you. Shame on us for not getting you stop the best car. Stop.
Listen, I couldn't talk our cousin out of buying a used Honda Civic right now.
And you tried.
And I tried, and I admonished him, and I kept saying, this is the worst possible time to buy a car if you don't absolutely positively.
Did I show you the text that he sent me?
No.
Sorry, Cousin Jay. I hope you don't mind.
No, I wasn't giving out any names.
I didn't say his last name.
Yeah. And
so I disappointed your dad and in buying a car without getting an inspection first. None of the dealers I spoke to were willing to hold the car for a few days to get it done.
Yeah.
I said, I'm so sorry, Jay. I told him, I was like, please be careful.
As we say to the buying public out there, your greatest leverage is to walk out the door and refuse to pay the prices that dealers are asking, whether it be for new cars or used cars. And don't forget that just because a dealer is asking for a market adjustment doesn't mean you have to pay it. And yes, they're going to say, well, but if you don't buy it, Ray, there's a guy right outside my office door ready to write a check. No, he's not. Call their bluff. You're a live customer in their showroom, ready to try and buy a car. That's leverage. Your presence is your leverage. Utilize it.
Now, let's just hit on the number very quickly here, Pops, to give you some context. Cadillac topped the list of brands that commanded above sticker price with an average markup of over $4,000 per vehicle sold in January, followed by Land Rover with an average markup of $2,500 and Kia with an average markup of $2,289.
Yeah.
Alfa Romeo led on the opposite end of the spectrum with an average discount under MSRP of $3,400.
You know why?
Yeah, because that thing's not reliable.
Well, because nobody wants it.
It's also
Okay. Here's one of the things I used to say, if I may, just for a second. And I know somebody says I always interrupt you and I never let you finish.
It's all good.
But when people used to come in and go, well, but I can get 0% interest on X. And I used to look at them and I go, do you know why it has 0% interest? And they go, no, why? It's because there's zero interest in the car. It's the only way they can get people to go, yeah, okay, at 0% interest, I'd have to think about it.
Yeah. No, I totally hear you. Volvo was also on the list of those that are getting discounts, as well as Lincoln, which had an average discount of $500. Cargo ship full of Porsches and VWs is on fire and adrift in the Atlantic. Everyone's safe. To be clear, the whole crew of this ship,
the crew was rescued.
There is a ship that holds 4,000
up to
4,000.
We have no idea how many are on there, but
it's a big ship.
But I'm thinking to myself, economics come into play here, and it's cheaper to fill this ship with all the cars that it can handle than to say send it across the oceans half full. So
I would imagine, yes.
Yeah, so it holds up to 4,000 vehicles, and my guess is it's probably got pretty damn close to
4,000 vehicles on
it, except for the ones that are maybe sinking to the bottom of the ocean floor at the moment.
Exactly. So that's the story. Is this ship? It's just adrift. It is very much so on fire.
Yes.
It's Porsches and it's VWs, and it ain't making it to Rhode Island.
And what did I say yesterday?
My dad had
report the Carfax.
My dad had one of the all-time classic tweets. Let me pull it up. Give me a second. It's pretty funny.
I mean,
pulling it up.
I can see being the Porsche guy that has his car on order, and you get a little note from your dealer that says, there's just a minor issue on the boat. It might have some water damage.
So I retweeted this, and then my dad comes in. I wonder if they report the Carfax. It's gotten 13 likes, man. Oh, I'll like it too. It's got 14 likes.
Yeah, well.
Pretty funny stuff.
Yeah, I wonder if they do.
I don't think it's going to get reported to Carfax. I think an insurance company is going to pay out a nice bill there, don't you think?
Well, if there's close to 4,000 vehicles on that boat.
Let's do the math there.
Okay.
Let's say they're 40,000 a piece.
What kind of Porsche is that?
I'm saying it's Porsches and VWs, Okay, so we can say 50,000.
Okay, yeah. So say the average
is that price, 20 million?
Yeah, pretty much sounds like it.
Or is it 200 million? I'm so bad at math.
You are.
Carry the one. All right, let's go on to the next story.
Yeah.
We've got
it's a lot of money.
This is true.
Yeah.
Oh, I put the wrong link in here, so we got to head back home.
Yeah.
New York State
passed
a new law.
Well, I don't think they passed a new law.
They didn't pass a new law. I'm just making things up.
No,
Where was it?
No, they've had the law. They've had a noise pollution law for years. They just have a new way of figuring out how to ticket people that have vehicles that make excessive noise.
New York City now has hidden microphones. A Sunday post from a New York City automotive Facebook group shows what appears to be a noise ordinance violation notice issued to a BMW M3. Interestingly, there was seemingly no police officer involved. Instead, the notice stated that a sound meter had recorded the M3's decibel level as it drove by a traffic enforcement camera and registered its exhaust noise level in violation of the law.
Okay.
Fascinating. We drove a car last week, a Shelby GT500. That thing would have gotten a ticket in New York City in a heartbeat.
That thing should get a ticket for noise pollution anywhere. And I know I got an email from Alex yesterday.
Yeah.
And he said to me, well, do you think this is government overreach? I said, I don't know. We have photo radar. We've had that for years.
This blows my mind. I'm frosted cookies right now.
Yes, this really should be. You got to be kidding me, but
you're right. Wah, 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 wah. Okay. Yeah. Ford keeps selling the Bronco to dealers who mark up prices while reservation holders are told to wait.
Go figure.
What? So if I ordered my Ford Bronco back in 2021, early 2021 or 2020,
you could have placed a reservation.
I ordered it. Okay. Yes. And I'm seeing some Broncos coming in. I see them on the trucks going down the highway. I might even be traveling through a town or a city, a larger city, and I see a couple of them maybe on the lot. Wait a second. Is my name on that? Isn't that
what was the point of the reservation? The thing that I find most, there are two things about this that are annoying as hell. Okay, one is that only 60% of the reservations are actually being filled for those people. 40% are going to larger dealers in larger cities based on sales volumes that they've done in the past. The smaller, more rural dealerships aren't getting their fair share of vehicles. The people that placed a reservation aren't necessarily being kept abreast of when their vehicle might be coming in. But the thing that really annoys me is the fact that we have seen Ford come out with their letter to the dealers that, well, we're going to take away allocations if you mess with these people that have reservations and charge large dealer markups. Well, if 40% of what they're producing is not sold units and they're giving them to the larger dealers, they know exactly what's going to happen with those vehicles. They know that they're going to be sold at what market price is. You can try to negotiate some of that.
You sure can.
But the point is, if that 40% of what they're building is going to these large dealers that they know there's a market price adjustment on the cars, then those memos that they sent that were really for the benefit of the consumers out there, thinking that Ford was going to stand by the consumers, that was all corporate BS.
BS. Absolutely. So people are losing their place in line. That is so, oh my God, that is so wrong. I like this. Early placeholders were not prioritized because Ford is sending Broncos to large cities or dealers who sell more.
Yeah, and it's always been that way.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But if I placed I don't know.